how do you strip paint and strip chrome off of these vehicles? So we'll start with stripping paint. I use this Citrus Strip. This is a gel type paint stripper. And the reason I use this is I actually have it on my desk with me.
Right.
And it doesn't smell. It's not like a turpentine or like a regular. It smells like oranges.
Right.
So it doesn't bother me to have it out on my tape, like when I'm working on my workbench.
Right.
Not an offensive smell that is going to turn people like it's not going to stink up my whole house. So this is what I use for stripping paint off.
Okay.
And what I do is I just have a small mason jar on my desk.
Okay.
Can you see the bottom, all that speckling of color?
Yeah.
That's from paint that I've stripped off all the cars. And I keep it, I got these little stainless steel tubs.
Right.
I just keep it in there in case anything spills off the side. It doesn't run down and ruin my desk.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep.
So last night I put some cars in here. And so what I'll do is I'll just take the lid off. I have a pokey stick. This is I forget what this is used for. It's a mechanic's tool. And I'll just pull the cars out. And then can you just see how the paint's just kind of running off of it?
Yeah.
This car was just soaking for 24 hours.
Okay.
And it's just, now I'll just take an old toothbrush. Don't use your wife's toothbrush. She gets mad. Not that I would know. And I'll just kind of gently start removing the excess. And it's just, the paint's just rolling right off, man.
Right, right.
And I just want to get as much of the citrus clean off as possible.
Right.
Because I'm cheap and I just want to save as much as possible. Hopefully you can appreciate that.
I can, actually.
So you just knock off as much as you can, and then I just lay it on a paper towel, and then I just clean it up. So we actually have two cars in here. Let me fish out the other car. And here's the other car. And this was the Mod Rod. It's one of the cars that I showed.
Right.
And this stuff is just peeling right off. So these are stripped down to the raw metal right now.
Right.
And there's no paint on them at all. So that's what I like about it. And it's not overly fumey. Like it just smells like oranges in my hobby room right now. Then you just take an old toothbrush and you just kind of scrape off as much of this as humanly possible. You're going to use some paper towels to get this stuff off. It's kind of gross looking. This is an armored truck that we're going to be doing because this is one of those cars that's kind of already designed for Gaslamps.
Right.
Because it's an armored truck and it would make a great little like enforcer team type vehicle.
Yep.
So you just pick up your car and just wipe off all the stuff as much as possible. You could probably run these under your kitchen sink. I just, me personally, I wouldn't recommend that.
Okay.
Simply because it is a citrus, it is a paint stripper and probably not good for your pipes. But if you get a majority of it off, and then what I'll do is I'll neutralize it with water.
Right.
So I'll just spray this with water and get more of it off and neutralize as much of it as possible before I'll even think about taking it to the sink and washing it off.
Right.
And so this is kind of what I do.
Okay.
So it's not hard. It's not complicated. Whoops. And then just spray it off with water. And all I'm trying to do is get all the paint, like you can see, it's all kind of gooped up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just trying to pull it out. That's it. So what I'll end up doing is letting this sit overnight, let everything kind of dry on it, and then tomorrow I'll just rinse it off a little bit more, and then it'll be good to go. And then we'll do the big truck. And I don't know. This stuff doesn't like. I've never had problems with this, like eating my flesh.
Always important.
Well, you know, some paint strippers are like they'll eat your flesh away. So, but this stuff is all, you know, it's stripped pretty good, man. And now here's something that's fascinating about Hot Wheels is when they paint these things, they really flood them with paint, and you actually lose detail in them. And once you strip them, you'll start seeing detail that you never noticed on the vehicle before.
Yeah, because the paint coat's so thick.
Yeah, because you know these are just die cast, so they're tumbling in the machine and all that kind of stuff, and it's just they get scratched and stuff, but they flood them with paint, and then you lose detail. So it's kind of neat when you strip them. You actually start finding like little details that you didn't notice. Tim says he had a slight reaction.
Yeah.
So if you know, again, it's a stripper, so it says no harsh fumes. Removes dried latex and oil-based paints. Strips multiple layers. Yeah. So if just be careful. I've just been using it and I haven't had any problem with it. But that's just me. And then just clean off your toothbrush. Yeah, and then just throw all this stuff away. So that's how I remove paint. So if you head out to, I buy this over at Home Depot. Okay. And this is a 32 ounce, it's 1 quart.
Right.
And it costs like $11. And I still have about half left.
Okay.
So it's not that terribly expensive. And I do strip a lot of cars. So I kind of,
that's cool.
I kind of have a lot of them. The other thing you're going to want to pick up, now don't use that stuff on plastic. It will eat plastic, as Tim has pointed out. To remove chrome, I use what's known as Purple Power.
Yeah.
And you have I've kind of recently turned you on to Purple Power.
Yes.
This is one of many products you can use to remove chrome from the plastic.
And I've learned how to make it into a gel.
Yes, you have, and by accident too. But it's still
total accident. Yeah, absolutely.
But this is kind of some fun stuff, and this will remove the chrome from models. So we're back to. I've got another container, same setup, but this one just has the Purple Power in it.
Right.
I love these little mason jars because my wife has 1,000 of them for some reason.
Yep.
And they work out good for this stuff.
I actually had the same thing, but mine are actually Smucker's jelly jars.
So this was all chrome last night when I put it in. Okay. And now you can see it's all black. So all Purple Power is a heavy detergent.
It's a solvent. Yeah, basically a detergent solvent. Yep, absolutely.
And what will end up happening, it will remove all that chrome. This was from the Mod Rod. And this was more of it was kind of more like the Ehrenstein. It was like kind of I don't know, like a dark silver.
Right.
So and it just removed it all. Now it's down to just the plastic.
Sweet.
And because this is just a detergent, you can just take this over to your sink and rinse it off and be done with it.
Right.
Like there's no special thing. Now it will feel sticky.
Yeah.
Sometimes after you mess with them, and all I can conclude, I don't know for sure, I'm not a chromologist or anything like that, that it's the bonding agent that holds on to chrome.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So what I'll do is I'll just set this aside for 24 hours and let it dry real good.
Right.
And sometimes the stickiness goes away. If not, I just paint over it and I'm done.
There you go.
It doesn't harm the plastic at all.
Right.
So we're just going to dunk the Ehrenstein's chrome in there, and then we'll be done. So tomorrow night I'll come over to my desk, and I'll pull all those pieces out, get them all cleaned up and ready for paint. Hey, David. So that's kind of what I do. And you can, if you want, you can spray this off with water. It's not going to hurt anything if you spray it off with water. And you can see it foaming up a little bit.
Right.
And that's just the detergent. So it will all come off.
Yep, absolutely.
But main thing is I just let it set because it was soaking. There is some sort of bonding agent between the chrome and the plastic. So